Hello, boys and girls. It's great to be with you once again this week. I really hope you had a good week, that you were able to do something fun, spend some time with your family and your friends, learn some new things, and just enjoy this really great weather that we've had. You know, God loves us very much, and He always wants us to be safe and in His care. That's why He gives us our parents, who are His representatives here on earth, to kind of show us the way and to keep us safe. We're going to see a story today, or hear a story today, about a little sheep who thought he would be free somewhere else, that where he was wasn't really where he wanted to be. And he wanted to leave that very safe and comfortable place and find something else to do. Let's see whether it works out for this little guy or not, and what he met along the way. We all meet challenges along the way. Let's see how he negotiated them, what he found, and where he found his home again. So today's story, the sheep that no one could find. There once was a good shepherd who tended his sheep in a field by a mountain, high, green, and steep. The sheep would go grazing right down to the sea. They always were happy and always were free. As long as they followed the shepherd they knew, nothing could harm them or frighten them too. One thing we know about sheep is that sheep really need a really good shepherd. They need someone to keep them safe and show them where the best place to go really is. But one of the sheep decided one day the words of the shepherd were too hard to obey. Instead, he decided to do things his way, to run far away. So he snuck off alone as fast as he could, over a river and into a wood. And there he goes. At last, said the sheep, as he stood near a tree, I won't have to follow the shepherd and be like all of the others. I'll really be free. So he thought he found something really good. Well, let's see if he did. So into the valley the little sheep crossed and wandered all day until he was lost. Lost and confused, he wasn't aware a hungry old wolf had spotted him there. The wolf licked his lips and drooled at the sight. He got an idea and said with delight, I think I'll have lamb chops for dinner tonight. Oh boy, the wolf is looking for his dinner. But in order to take the sheep by surprise, the wolf had to use a most clever disguise. He put on a sheep suit, a mask on his head, then waved to the sheep and cheerfully said, How about having some dinner with me? I live over there. Would you like to come see? The sheep, who felt lonely, said in reply, I'd love to have dinner, just you and I. So the wolf was in sheep's clothing, and that little lost sheep thought he was finding something really good. But when they arrived at the hungry wolf's lair, there wasn't a trace of food anywhere. The wolf grinned and said, There is no mistake. You see, silly sheep, I'm just a big fake. Now come over here, don't try to go back. You are my dinner, my tasty sheep snack. The little sheep screamed and dived underneath the wolf's snapping jaws and razor-sharp teeth. Oh boy. So this little sheep thought he was going somewhere good, huh? He raced through the forest past buzzards and bees. The wolf chased behind, but got lost in the trees. Up into the mountain, the frightened sheep flew. He had no idea just what he would do. But all of a sudden he came to a stop the moment he got to the high mountain top. I wonder why he had to stop. Let's see. For blocking his path, the little sheep saw a huge, angry lion who started to roar. The lion was mean and prideful and bad. He prowled through the country and was always mad. In order to show off his strength and his might, he tried to devour all the sheep in his sight. Boy, this little guy left a wonderful little pasture and found not only a wolf, but now a lion. With fury he growled, "How dare you come here? This is my mountain, isn't that clear?" Then making a lunge with his powerful claws, he sliced at the air with his long, deadly claws. The sheep backed away on the mountain's flat top, but couldn't go further, or down he would drop. So he leaped on the lion and slid down his tail. He landed behind him, then ran down the trail. So it looks like that little sheep at least was able to get away. Far off in the distance he saw a tall tree. Finally, he said, "A safe place for me." He climbed up the tree and taking a chance, he crawled to the end of a thin, leafy branch. "At last," breathed the sheep, "I'll take a short rest, and just like a bird, I'll hide in a nest." But the sheep felt so sad. "I want to go home. I'm tired of being so scared and alone. I miss the good shepherd. I'd much rather be following him than stuck up this tree." So the little sheep found some rest, but he really yet was not home. It's always good to be home, isn't it? But just at that moment, from out of nowhere, a slithering snake hung down in the air. The snake was a liar, an evil one too. The words that he spoke were always untrue. He said to the sheep, "Your shepherd is cruel. He'll never forgive you. Stop being a fool." His tongue darted out. He started to hiss. "Come here, little lamb. Let me give you a kiss." "Come here," he repeated. "Come here, pretty please. I'll wrap all around you and give you a squeeze." Now this little guy has to do battle with a snake who's lying to him. The sheep wiggled out. He barely got free. He jumped to the ground and started to flee. The snake was behind. The little sheep knew. The wolf and the lion were chasing him too. Now the little guy's in real trouble. Let's see what's going to happen. But when he got tired, he wanted to quit. He suddenly fell in a dark, open pit. The sheep couldn't see. The pit was so black. Above him, the beasts were set to attack. "Oh, what can I do?" the little sheep sighed. "I'm trapped all alone. I just want to cry. I've been so confused, so wrong, and so blind. My shepherd was caring and loving and kind. I should never have left. It was all a mistake. I'm tired of wolves and lions and snakes." So it looks like the sad little sheep is learning a very big lesson, isn't he? That maybe what he had before wasn't so bad. But then the sheep heard a most wonderful sound. It came from above, from up on the ground. The shepherd was back. The shepherd was here. The shepherd was calling his name loud and clear. He had left all his flock for one sheep who was lost, to rescue and save him, no matter the cost. Things are looking better now, aren't they? He trounced the huge lion. He crushed the sly snake. He flung the old wolf by his tail in a lake. Then he pulled the sheep out from down in the pit. On his strong shoulders he made the sheep sit. He carried him back with a smile that was bright, to the field by the mountain. What a beautiful sight. So now that little sheep, after his very difficult and scary adventure, is now finding what he really wanted, what he had before. The sheep were all glad to see their small friend. He promised to never leave them again. To the shepherd he said, "I'm sorry I strayed. Forgive me for all the mistakes that I made." "All is forgiven," the shepherd replied, and the sheep could detect tears of joy in his eyes. "My heart is so happy, my love is so deep. Welcome back to your family. Welcome home, my lost sheep." And the shepherd welcomed him safely home. He didn't get mad at him. He just welcomed him safely home. And there's a story that Jesus says about this very lost sheep. Would you like to hear it? Then Jesus told his friends this parable. "Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Doesn't he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home. I tell you that in the same way there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent." Jesus says, "I am the good shepherd." So we all make mistakes and we always don't do things right. But it's always important to make sure that we do a couple of things. First of all, don't ever be afraid to go to your parents and tell them what you did. Don't ever be afraid to be honest with them. And secondly, don't ever forget God's love. No matter how much we stray away, no matter what we do, God always forgives us. God continues to love us because he is the good shepherd, and he always wants to come and get us wherever we are, and will always safely welcome us back to him. Isn't that a beautiful thing to remember, that no matter how much we stray away, we always have a home to return to? And that's what being close to God is all about. It really helps us find that wonderful pasture we really, really want to be in. So have a great week. I hope things go well for you. And I hope you truly learn a lesson from this story of the lost sheep and a way to always find your way back to Jesus, the Good Shepherd. God bless you guys. Love you. Take care.